Cameroon's hidden war, the Anglophone nightmare you've never heard about. Deep in the heart of Africa lies Cameroon, a country of forests, mountains, and vibrant cultures. But behind its breathtaking landscapes, a brutal war rages silently. A war you probably haven't heard about. This is the story of the Anglophone regions of Cameroon, fighting for survival in a country divided by language, history, and politics. Colonial roots, a divided land. To understand this war, we must travel back to the early 20th century. Cameroon was once a German colony. After Germany lost World War I, the territory was divided between France and Britain. The French controlled the majority of the country, creating a Francophone majority. The British ruled two smaller regions in the west, which became the Anglophone minority. When Cameroon gained independence in 1960, the French part became independent first. Then, in a UN-organized vote, the British territories chose to join the Republic of Cameroon. A country of two languages, two cultures, and two colonial legacies, forced together. But from the beginning, the promises of equal treatment for the English-speaking regions were broken. Key detail: French-speaking officials replaced English-speaking administrators in Anglophone regions. Anglophone legal and educational systems were slowly replaced with French models. Over decades, Anglophone Cameroonians felt their culture, language, and identity were under attack. Peaceful petitions and protests were ignored, planting the seeds for a conflict that would erupt decades later. Rising tensions, from protests to rebellion. By 2016, frustration reached a breaking point. Teachers and lawyers in the Anglophone regions led strikes to defend English language education and the common law system. They were met with arrests, beatings, and violence. What started as peaceful protest ignited a separatist movement. Groups calling themselves the Ambazonia Defense Forces formed, declaring the independence of a new nation called Ambazonia, covering the northwest and southwest regions. Armed clashes with government forces began, plunging the region into chaos. Key events: 2016, lawyers and teachers strike. 2017, declaration of independence by separatists. 2018 to 2019, escalation into full-scale armed conflict. 2020 to 2025, continuing violence with sporadic ceasefires. Schools, hospitals, and villages became battlegrounds. Families fled for safety, often crossing into neighboring Nigeria. Entire towns were abandoned, burned, or destroyed in the crossfire. The human cost: lives torn apart. The statistics are staggering, but numbers can't capture the real horror. Thousands have died, hundreds of thousands displaced, families torn apart, children forced to grow up amid fear, and entire communities destroyed. Imagine a mother fleeing with her children, walking for days through forests, carrying nothing but hope. Imagine children who haven't seen a classroom in years. Hospitals that cannot function. Villages where silence is louder than words, because everyone left or disappeared. This is the hidden reality of the Anglophone crisis, a silent war, invisible to much of the world. Government versus separatists, a battle without end. The Cameroonian government insists on military solutions, deploying soldiers to crush separatists. Meanwhile, the Ambazonian militias fight for independence, refusing negotiation until their demands are met. Neither side shows mercy. Villages are burned, homes looted, civilians caught in the middle. Ceasefires are temporary, fragile, and often violated. Negotiations have failed multiple times. The war has become a stalemate of blood and fear. Why the world barely notices? You might wonder, why isn't this war on international headlines? Perhaps because it is messy, complex, and politically inconvenient. But the suffering is real. Over 700,000 people have been displaced internally, tens of thousands are refugees in Nigeria, and countless lives have been destroyed. Social media tells fragmented stories, photos of burned villages, families fleeing, but the world moves on. Meanwhile, generations grow up knowing nothing but fear, hunger, and uncertainty. The road ahead, hope or darkness? As of today, the war continues. The world watches, mostly silent. Ceasefires are fragile. Negotiations remain stalled. And while politicians debate, the people of the Anglophone regions remain trapped between bullets and borders, hoping for a peace that seems ever elusive. Cameroon's Anglophone nightmare is far from over. This is not just a war of weapons, it is a war of identity, culture, and survival. A war that the world cannot afford to ignore. In the shadows of Africa's forests and mountains, a silent war continues. Families vanish, villages burn, and voices go unheard. The Cameroon Anglophone crisis is a story of struggle, resilience, and tragedy. And for the millions affected, every day is a fight for survival, a fight the world has almost forgotten. If you want to uncover more hidden stories like this, subscribe to The Untold World, because some truths are too dark to ignore.